But one thing happens. When the critical mass of the citizens wake up and say enough is enough, you cannot turn the clock behind. Good evening.
Spectrum, hello?
Hello?
Your name, sir?
This is Paul Faturam.
Come again?
Paul.
Paul, go on.
Mine, I think, is just to upload the EC for coming in straight away to postpone the election. More especially the level chairperson, the judge. I saw him moving up and down and trying to get things sorted out. And again, the culprit in this case should be arraigned before court. Thank you.
All right, next caller, final caller tonight. Spectrum, hello?
Hello?
Your name, sir?
Yes, my name is Anthony.
Anthony?
Yes, the issue of Mauritia has beaten people up and down. I saw they're talking about.
Your line is not very good. Can you speak out louder? Hello? Well, we seem to have lost you. Spectrum, hello?
Hello?
Yes, your name, sir?
I'm called Mehdi.
Mehdi, yes?
I want to ask you, why don't those electoral commission...
We lost you. You seem to have an interesting one there. All right. Spectrum, hello, our last caller?
Hello?
Yes, your name?
Yes, I'm talking about the Mauritians,
Yes.
These Mauritians who were purportedly trained to deal with the security, they have been beating people around, and not only on one occasion. Can the electoral commission distance itself from this, or at least we make sure that there is, because this is what we think is political interference.
All right.
Getting Mauritians and Mauritians beating up people.
Okay.
In some cases, people, the agents being taken away and for different parties and
right.
so on. Some of us think that really the electoral commission is not independent enough to see this and then condemn it also, but they are just keeping quiet about it.
Thank you, sir. Madam Kamukama.
Thank you very much, listeners. And there's this question of how can the gentleman who didn't say his name, how can they be sure that it didn't happen in presidential, as I had already explained this, that during presidential elections actually in Kampala, and which made these the issue that made these materials arrive at the polling stations earlier than opening time was because during presidential materials arrived late. People had already queued online, and they were very, very jittery and very bitter with the commission. We apologized, and the chairman electoral commission apologized to Kampala people for delaying the materials. This time materials arrived early, and there was ballot stuffing, and we came out with a decision to postpone the election. So we still apologize, and apologize for anybody we have inconvenienced for that. He mentioned an issue in Kibuku, but he didn't clearly state it. But the issue of ballot stuffing is against the law. It is against the regulations. It waters down the issue of free and fair elections, and the commission highly really works so hard to ensure that elections are free and fair, and that's our mission. Where do they get extra ballots? By the way, these ballots were picked from the very polling stations, I'm sure, and they're with them. You know, it is a presiding officer who decides to pick these ballots with him or her, and then take them and stuff them in the box. It's not, they're not strange ballot papers. Ballot papers at polling stations, they can use the official ones. If they are not official, and they happen to appear at a polling station, the audit trail will show us as a commission, because we know we record all the serial numbers of the ballot papers that go to each and every polling station. So if there is any strange paper, in most cases it will not have the same serial number, it will not be of the same quality.
Okay.
So that's, I mean, he says he's disappointed with that, but I want to request Jimmy that elections are for everyone and for the good of the nation. Right. We need to all work hard. As commission staff work hard, also the candidates, agents, the general public, to point out these mistakes where they are corrected, like they've done in Kampala, and I really want to thank those who are at the forefront to do that.
All right.
Paul, thank you for that. And Anthony, who says that the militia, there have been these militias around. We have, as a commission, put out the names of these militias. The chairman has said, not once, not twice, listed these names of militias, given it to the Inspector General of Police to take action. We do not, as an institution, keep quiet on such matters that affect the freedom of expression, the freedom to move to a polling station and move out without interference. So yes, we condemn in the strongest terms the use of militias in this electoral process.
All right, maybe before I let you respond, we got some messages via text. I'll read them out, then we'll go around the table responding to them. Simon Alidechi says, is the Kampala EC officer Molly Mutazindwa impartial and competent to handle elections? All election confusion occurs in Kampala. One, Simon Alidechi. Then somebody else says, he's called Mark, he says, Honorable Sebalu should know that 51%, that the 51% is fake because more than 20% were stolen votes. So leave that tease the Tanzania situation out. That's Mark. Jackson in Luafu says, isn't what has happened enough to have Sematimba disqualified? That's Jackson in Luafu. Jack in Mukono says, well, it's not very clear there. Somebody else says, why was there no materials for councillors in Kawempe? Francis says, Spectrum, is it possible that ballot papers could have been sold to some opposition? Well, that's not very clear. Dr. Mukoche in Kagadi Hospital, he says, NRM has rigged elections, robbed and looted this country, and Honorable Sebalu are quite busy. Well, that's a very strong statement. I'll probably not read it. Spectrum, somebody else says, in light of what has happened today, how are we sure that the parliamentary and presidential elections were free and fair? Then somebody else says, comment seriously about beating of people by the militia. Then finally somebody else, Victor from Buea says, all members of the Electoral Commission must resign since they are not competent from the word go.
I'll begin with the last one and the issue of resigning and incompetence. First of all, Uganda has 111 districts.
112, I think.
Actually, 112 districts. Out of the 112, 111 went very well. So, Kampala is not an exception to some of the messes that happen in elections. Worldwide, by the way. If we are to repeat elections in Kampala, we will do so. We've done so in some of the areas.
All right.
Now, Kampala was a mistake for today. Next time it will be another one. That does not qualify the 120,000 Ugandans out there working for the commission to be incompetent.
All right.
You know, it is a very unfair situation. The gentleman asked about our officer, the RO for Kampala. The RO for Kampala did not participate in the ballot staffing. Actually, she was in her office. She was also told that certain polling stations had opened earlier than the normal time and had ballot staffed.
Honorable Sebalu, very briefly.
Yeah, I just want to comment on, there were about three issues
very
briefly.
Yes.
Definitely, this whole idea of intimidation by deployment is speculation. There is no scientific logic in supporting it.
All right.
Secondly, someone was talking about despots winning. I don't know what he meant by this, but I want to put it in perspective that in a situation where you have presidential candidates who are decampaigned by members of their own parties, in a situation where people come up with an idea of an IPC and they end up with 7 presidential candidates, and one organizes his party and his support and wins them, to me it makes a lot of sense, and it cannot be anything to question. Then someone talked about the 51%. I thought I talked about the 59% voter turnout. I think that is scientific. It was worked out well. So my colleague doesn't seem to have appreciated what was happening. And in my view, that kind of turnout in the world is high. Elections have gone on with 32% turnout. So when you bring intimidation to that, I don't simply appreciate it, and it doesn't seem to make much sense to me. I want to conclude by saying that definitely the Kampala issue is an isolated issue which must serve as a good lesson. Those people must be apprehended, brought to book. But we must commend the Electoral Commission for having organized the rest of the district. I come from Wakiso, and there's nothing like this that has come out, and people are at the moment counting their ballots, and everything is going on normally.
In the interest of time,
let's isolate the wrongdoers and let them be dealt with according to the law. And I don't condone that, definitely.
All right.
I do condemn it.
Mr. Sewanyana, very briefly, sir.
I would say that we have more questions than answers. For us to have genuine, free and fair elections, a lot needs to be done. There will be need to review, to rededicate, to recommit, to ensure and guarantee independence of institutions, and of course, above all, Ugandans need to be reassured that they are in charge.
Thank you very much indeed for your succinct response. Mr. Livingstone Sewanyana is the Executive Director of the Foundation for Human Rights Initiative. Thank you for coming over. Ms. Molly Nawe-Kamukama, Head of Voter Education and Training, Head of the Voter Education and Training Department at the Electoral Commission. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
And for your explanations. And Honorable Mike Sebalu, Member of Parliament at the East African Legislative Assembly. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you for tuning in, and for all of you who called in and sent text messages. I have been your host, Edmond Chizito. Spectrum will be back tomorrow. Right now, we have the news in English, followed by Soul Train. Stay tuned.
Angela! Is this what you do when I'm away?